Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're working in or making a proper start on putting together our Owls and Fairies journal. And I've been doing some ephemera for this, which you've been seeing me make. We put the signatures together a little while ago, and I just love the look of this journal. I love the colours with the two kits I'm using. So this is the Medieval Mirage, what's it called? In the Company of Owls and Raptors is the name of it. And the other kit, of course, is the Fae kit, which is featuring in there as well, and in a lot of the ephemera by Crafty Cat. So today I want to do the cover and perhaps do a bit of work on some of these pages before I sew it in. So I was looking at these colours, and I was thinking I really didn't have an idea a while ago for what I wanted to do for the cover, because I thought, well, what can I do to kind of go with this? So I looked through my big box full of fabrics, and I found this old scarf of my mother-in-law's. I don't know why I kept it really. She wore it quite a lot, but I just thought I just thought the colours would be quite interesting, and I thought, well, I'll just keep it, you never know. And blow me, I think it goes perfectly, particularly with some of picking out these reds, and there's the red straw paper, and I just thought, oh yes, I think that would work, especially if I paired it with this fabric, which is a velvet. I bought a couple of rolls of this velvet material. I've got the teal one, and I've got this gorgeous lime green. And that also goes perfectly with this straw paper, with other colours. And together, I think they look fabulous. So that's what I'm going to use for my cover. I think they go really well together, and they go really well with these signatures. So I've done a little bit of work ahead, which thank goodness I did, because I made a big mistake the first time I put it together. So I'm going to use, as I have done before, a paper bag which has all been cut to size. Amazon paper bag, cut it all down, and I think it's about the right size. I decided not to go super big, because sometimes I think I've been making my covers really big, height-wise and things, and I think I'm just trying to keep it a little bit closer to the actual size of this. So I've got that, and then what I've done, because the fabric of this scarf is quite thin, I'll just put this aside for a second. So what I've done is I've cut it to size, and I haven't done a fantastic job here. They're kind of going to be awry on my cutting. And I've backed it with this piece of calico, which I think will give it a bit more strength and make it more workable, because it's frays a lot. But unfortunately, I didn't do a very good job of cutting this size, so I've gone a bit off kilter. So it may be possible for me to cut it down a bit more, but I'm leaving it as it is, because I think I've only just made it big enough. I thought I'd made it plenty big enough, but once I wrapped it around the paper bag and wrapped it around, it was only just meeting. So I think it's only just big enough, but I thought, well, if I've got a bit of something showing at the back, I'll do some edging or something. I mean, I'm going to be lining it with the green, and then I thought I might put some of this down the edge to kind of disguise that a bit, see what I can do. So I'll do a bit of patching up there or something if I have to. So I've got that, and then I've got this piece cut to size as well, possibly a little oversized, because I'd rather it was too big than not cover, but it'll go. And then of course I will be able to, you may be able to see that bit of green there, but it will give it something to cover that corner. So we'll see how it goes. So, and I'd already done this once before and made it too small. I was just about to sew the calico on the previous piece I did, and then when I put it on the paper bag, I realised I'd made it too small. So having already done that twice, I really didn't feel like doing it all over again. So we're going to work with what we've got, and this is the front anyway. So let me just put these bigger pieces out of the way, because gonna need a bit of room. So what I want to do now is attach these pieces to my cover, to my Amazon paper bag. I'm just trying to figure out. Yes, I want this is going to be. Well, this is the front because I want this thicker piece to be the front cover. So I think what I need to do first. This side is open. Is this side open or is this side open? Oh, this is the open side. So I'm just going to glue these pieces together just to. So then we'll have that will be thicker. This will be. I mean, it's still got a couple of layers, so it's not too bad. But then when I've sorry about all the crinkling. When I've glued it on a bit, I'm just going to glue it in the middle. Then I'm going to sew around it all, so it should all hold it together. The paper bag will be sewn together. I did have an idea about a closure, but I don't think it's going to quite work. I'll just show you, because this calico came from a tote bag. I found we were having a bit of a clear out of the garage, and I found a couple of bags, like these calico bags with advertising slogans on the front, but most of it was just plain. So I thought, well, I'll use those. And I thought this was the first thing I thought of when I needed to back my fabric was that calico fabric, sort of like a cotton. And I did think I've seen Barbara at Fortune on Dragonflies do something like this in a sort of making it into like a handle. But I think she's used the handles from the cardboard bags or paper bags that she uses. But I thought I could use that, but I don't know if it would look a bit strange just to have handles on the sides. I'm not sure about that. So I think I'll probably go conventional with my closure. But I was trying to think about how I could do it. But it would mean I would probably want to actually put it inside this paper bag before I sewed it together. So I don't think I'm going to do that after all. So, yeah, hang on, let's get this around the right way. So that's the front. So I just need to now adhere this, and it just covers. I mean, I have left myself very little room to play with here. Not very clever. But I'll do my best, and if necessary I'll have to tuck some lace in or something at the sides. I don't know quite, but I hope that won't be necessary. So let's get to it. Let's use a bit of glue and get this on. Okay, so that's gone on quite well, and I have got a bit hanging over the edge here, so I might be able to just trim that down a little bit so that this bit of white is not quite so obvious. But I think before I do that, I am going to do the same on this side with the green fabric. That's what I think I'll do. That's going to go on here like that. I just love stroking it, it's just so lovely. So again, this might actually be bigger than I need, but I thought I'd rather have it bigger and then maybe be able to trim it. I mean, I don't think it matters if it hangs over a little bit. We will see. So I'm going to do the same again. Okay, so I've got this on. Sorry about that. I've got to... I'll turn off my phone. Turn off my phone in a moment. But I want to go and sew around this, just all the way around, and see how it looks. And it's got to dry, and then I'll come back and we'll see how it looks when it's been folded. And hope it all covers. So I'm just trying to make sure I've got it all glued down, but it'll be fine. It's just very strokeable. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I have sewn around this. I've just seen that I've been trimming off the bits that's sticking out. I've noticed another bit sticking out up here, so I'll just trim this down a little bit. Just with the green. So this fabric was only just big enough to cover my paper bag, but I think we'll be okay. By the time I've decorated it up and things, it won't notice. So as you can see, I have still got this bit sticking out, and I didn't do a fantastic job on the sewing. If this was going so well, but I don't know what happened here. I went right off the edge there. I don't know quite why I veered off so badly, but I just lost my way, and up here a little bit as well. It doesn't show on the front because it's just blending in, you can't see it. Which is probably why I didn't see where I was going, because I was sewing on this side. So I've been having a look through my trims and my laces to see what I can use to maybe cover up some of this mess, and just to add a little bit more interest anyway on the front. So I found this trim, this one here, which I've had for a very long time, and I actually thought it kind of reminds me of the bits of trim around some of the edges of these medieval mirage papers. I know they're not glittery or golden, but it's the kind of similar idea. I thought it reminded me of that, so I actually rather like that. So I want to put that on the front and on the back, but I will also need to put something on the other side, because as you can see, you don't want this, to stick this sticking out. So I need to put something on the inside as well. So I have a couple of options. I'll just cut a piece off of that, so it's not flapping about, because I think we're going to use that on the front. And then, so on the inside, so that it'll cover up all the mistakes, hopefully, I've either got this lace, which I think is a good colour match for the front. So I've got that, and I think that goes quite well, that red, but I don't know how well it would cover this piece of trim. It might be okay actually, it might work. Because I've also got this other piece, but I don't know if I've got enough of it, and I think this is pretty much the same colour as the lace, and the same colour as the front. Again, I'll just show you. It's quite a good match to this red, but I don't know if I've got enough. I might have. So this could go here. Actually, if I have got enough, just. Right, so I thought that decision would be made if I didn't have enough of this one, but I do, so now I've got to make a decision. I think I'll start with this trim anyway, because I really like it. I'm actually thinking if I use this on the inside, I could almost put a piece of this lace just on the front, right here, as a little extra embellishment, or I keep saying or, either that side or the other side, I don't know. Just sticking out a little bit, so we've got a little lacy edge, and then put this here, quite like that. to trim that off before it frays to pieces. To glue that down pretty soon because otherwise it will fray to the point where I won't have enough. So that might be quite nice just on there. Alright, let's just cut a piece of that. So we've got, and then if I have that there, like that, then I haven't got the problem with the gold trim sticking out. Don't want this out too far, so let's just pop that there for the moment just to see how it would look. And then we could still put this piece of this, maybe not even the whole piece of that there. Could make it into a little pocket, actually, because I really, really want to cover this side up. So I think that's what I might do. Have that on that side and on this side. Have the ability to tuck a little something in if I want to, but it will also cover up the terrible mess I've made. So there we are, we have a plan. So let's do it. Let's just get these things on, and then it'll start to look like a journal cover, and then we can have a look at some of the papers. I might want to do a little bit of work in some of the plainer papers. Right, so I think I'm just going to get my bit of fabric glue and I'll get the lace on first. I may even decide to go to sew over it when it's all dry, just to make sure it's all attached, because it's still a little bit flapping around here. So, because I didn't want to go too near the edge in case, well, obviously I didn't succeed on the other side, so I was worried about going off the edge, but I still managed to do that. So, let's see, it looks level. Yeah. Just gonna, actually I might just get the glue off this spatula, then I can use it to pat down my lace. I like this because it just peels off. Okay, there we are. Now I can just pat it down because I'm going to put the other piece on, so I have that overlapping. So we've got this piece, which I've got it the right way up. Beautiful. So I think I might just put the glue on here for this one. Oh, upside down. Oh no, no. Just spotted that in time. Okay. Gorgeous. And we'll do the other side the same, I think. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't pack this away with my Christmas stuff now, this red lace. You never know when you're going to need red or green. It's not just for Christmas. Even gold. Sometimes need a bit of gold when it's not Christmas. So I've learnt my lesson on that one when I've in the past packed all my red, gold and green away when the Christmas stuff, and then there's come a time when I wanted to use it and I couldn't get it. Okay. That's it. That's the right way up. I may have made it a little long. Can always trim it off after. Okay. And that's about the same amount of lace showing on both sides. We'll just do the other piece on the inside. That's this piece. So let's just cut that to the right length. Would have been, in a way, good if it had been a little bit wider. That's going to go that way, isn't it? To make a pocket, but at the same time it would cover too much of this gorgeous green, wouldn't it, if it was any wider? So maybe not such a good idea after all. I may not even use it as a pocket. I'll use them as a pocket, but there might just be a little something that would tuck in nicely. But I will glue it there. Can still see that white. I don't like that bit of white showing. It's not white, it's the natural coloured calico, but it's right on the edge there. I don't know if I can take any of it off without compromising my sewing. But I might just sew over it again, just to make sure. Maybe I should do that. Just taking that little bit off there. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do before I sew on these pieces, or glue on these pieces. I'm going to sew certainly down this side again, maybe this side as well, just a bit closer to the edge, and try and do a straighter line. Just make sure it's all caught in, and then maybe this will cover that up better. Yeah, because I've cut most of that off now. Take this little piece off here as well. It's all because of my terrible cutting when I was cutting out the piece of the scarf. Right, so I will go and do that. I may even end up doing this in the next video, because I think otherwise I've got to keep an eye on the time, because I'm going out for lunch today. So I might do this, finish this bit off camera, because I want to get on with doing some work on the signatures, and I don't really want to sew down that lace until it's properly dry. And gunk up my machine just to speed things along. So let's move on and do something else. You've seen what I'm going to do, so I'll do that afterwards. So let's have a look at our signatures. I'll just go through them one at a time. Just remind myself, because I haven't looked at them for a while. Oop, sorry about my reach. I just wanted to like this. Okay. Right, so this is the first one, and I just love this green sticking out. That's why I've got a bit of the straw paper sticking out, just to give it that bit of colour, and I really like that. So let's just have a little flick through and see if there's anything that looks like it needs a little bit of something adding to it. I'm actually tempted to do a bit of stamping on here. And oh yes, I've got these. So I've got this jelly print piece that I'm using, and I thought I'd like to cover up this white on here. So I've got a couple of pieces of, I assume that's what I intended to do. I just found them in my book, and I thought, oh, was I planning to cover this up? It looks like I probably was. Bit of this, whatchamacallit, Florentine paper. So I do that on the same on the bottom, and do something different at the top. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do this one at the bottom. But I might use them as a pocket. I might put pockets there, so maybe I don't need to cover the bottom. Maybe I'll just cover the top. Yeah, that's what I think I'll do, because I may not even need to worry about this, because I may well put pockets on here. So let's just do this. Let's put this on to cover up the white at the top here. Glue book. And I'll use this. I think I'm better off taking these out, so I'm doing it on a flat surface. One there. And I want this to have a straight edge at the top. So I'm just going to try and trim it. Can go there, and then I'll just trim off the edge. I want it to glue to about there. Not right into the centre, so it doesn't impede the spine. Let's just trim this off. Oh, not with those scissors. Those away. Oh, and the other one. It's got a little bit hanging out. And this one as well. Could have wrapped it around that one, I suppose. It would have gone quite well, but never mind. I didn't, so why not? I'm not going to worry about it. So, was this where this was? I think so. Like that. Like that. Was that? Yeah, I think so. So I do want to do something on here. That I've sorted. It looks like it's sticking up. Didn't put enough glue right onto the edge. Why does that always happen? There's always a corner that gets missed, doesn't matter how hard you try. Okay, let's see if there's any more pages. Oh yes, so this is a bit more jelly print. I might want to do something on this side. I definitely want to do something on here. So is it just those ones? Yes. Okay. I want to get my stamps out, I think. I thought I might do a little stamping on here. I don't know if you can hear that, but we've, in my video yesterday, I talked about what a lovely summer we were having. It's chucking it down with rain today, just to prove me wrong. Although we do need the rain, the gardens need the rain, my husband's allotment needs the rain, but I don't need the rain, especially as I'm going out. I'm hoping it'll stop before I go, but you know, it doesn't look like it's showing any sign of stopping right now. I think I would like, these are my owl stamps that I bought from Amazon. I think they're by Globland, so there's a lot of Globland stamps on Amazon. I'm going to have the one in flight, I think. And let's have the big block. And he's got quite a big wingspan. Going to go like that, I think. And I'm just going to do him. I don't want to be too dark. I could do, no, I'm going to do him in sepia, I think, or archival sepia. I thought about green, but I don't think that would look too good. So how is everybody? I hope you're doing well. We're well. I don't know if I told you, my husband hurt his knee. He's planning to do a marathon in September. We're going up to Scotland. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we've got a week in Scotland, but at the beginning of that week he's supposed to be running a marathon round Loch Ness. So it's quite exciting, but when he was kind of doing quite a long run a few weeks ago, he hurt his knee, and it's really, knees are tricky things, you have to be very careful, so he's trying to nurse it back to health, gently started to run a bit again, and he finally went to see a physiotherapist on Monday, and they've given him some exercises and some advice and said no, he wasn't completely mad to still be considering doing the marathon. So yeah, let's hope he can get himself fit for that. But yeah, so I think if he does manage to do it, we won't be doing much for the 2 days after that. I wouldn't think, but after that, you know, we're there for a week, so hoping we're going to explore up there a bit. Ooh, I didn't get his head very well. I wonder if I can go over it. This is when you need one of those stamping platforms, isn't it? Which I've never really considered getting, but there are times when I just think perhaps I should. So he's only got half a head. I wonder if I can just do that bit again. And maybe I didn't ink it properly. I'm going to pop it on. See if this will be any better if I do it on a book. I don't want it any darker than it is. I just want all of his head. See if I can line it up again. It's probably not, but well, he's there. A little bit blurred, but it's okay. You can see he's an owl. I'll have to do it next. Remember to do it on one of these books next time. But he has got a head now. So, and on the other side, or maybe on the inside, maybe I should do something on the inside. What shall we do? Oh, well, what about these two guys? Haven't used these yet. So they could sit up here, couldn't they? On their branch, yes. Right. Turn the book around. Is that going to work? No, it's not big enough. I'll just try doing it on the book, on the glue book, because there's no glue on this side. A slightly softer surface. Let's see if I can do a better job on this one. Just want to try out these stamps. Just make sure I've got plenty of ink on it this time. Ooh, that's not come out very well at all. What on earth was that all about? Have I got it up the wrong way? I've got it up the wrong way. Oh my goodness, what an idiot. I didn't even realise. Right, okay, so I've been putting the ink on the flat surface. What a stupid thing to do. Never done that before, or have I? I may have done. So all I've got is a brown smudge. I might even have to add a bit of the darker brown on top. Just to make sure I get that definition of the owls. I might just do the dark brown on the owls themselves. I'll do it over, but gently. And I seem to have got some blue on me. Ugh, that's because of... Right, let's try again, shall we? The right way up. Because it was back to front as well. Okay, let's see how it looks. Actually, that's come out quite well now, finally. So we've got a little bit of that brown, but I think it just gives it a little bit of background. I don't think it actually does it any harm, so I quite like that. Oh, that's a nice little stamp there. Okay, let's just wipe this off. Okay, so that's the stamping. That's enough stamping. See if I can make a better job of doing some stenciling now. Right, put this stamp aside. I may well do some more stamping with this because I like this little set, and I've got a few more things I can do. Okay, so we've got that. was going to do something on here. This is far too pristine, isn't it? This one here. Right, so, yeah, some stenciling. I've got a few stencils pulled out, so I might just see what I can use. Now I've got a folded piece here. I don't know whether to stencil on here. It might be too wide. Yeah, because I want to use that stencil, so I think I might do that on here. Just along this edge here. I like that. So what colour shall we use? I've got a few choices. I think the forest moss might be a bit dark on this one. So I have peeled paint or bundled sage. I think I'm going to go for the peeled paint because I think the colour is goes really well with all the other colours on this, particularly in the signature. So let's go with this. Got it straight. Okay, I've not used this stencil before, but I thought it was rather nice. And I'm wondering if this is going to be a bit bright, whether to actually go over it with some vintage photo. I don't know. No, I quite like that actually, just as it is. Right, I like that. I like that a lot. Ooh, I could use this one on here. Yes, I think I will. It's a narrower one. Put that down the middle. And then if I wanted to put a little tiny bit of trim on the edge, a bit of rickrack or something, I could do that still, if I felt like it. Who knows, I may well do. Try and get that straight. Should I go near the edge? No, just in a bit, I think, from the edge. Maybe not dead down the middle, just slightly to the right of the middle. Love this colour. Okay, so that's going down there, like that. I haven't decided. It may well end up being a little pocket there. I think it's quite likely, but it could also be some more writing space. Not sure yet. So yeah, like that. Just want to give the stencil a little wipe. Right. So that's going to go in here. And I don't know yet if I want to put anything inside that one on the other side. Is there another little something I could add? I could add a little, so something a bit leafy. Or, ooh, I just had a thought. Yes, I pulled out my fairy stamps that I I had from a Your Creative Studio box. I like this one, so what I might do on here, let's take this out again. I'm going to put a little bit of, I'm going to go with the bundled sage, I think, just I don't want it as bright, this one. And I'm going to stamp a little fairy at the base. I think that's what I want to do. Okay, so I've got my leaf, and this is a little fairy stamp, it's so sweet. And I'm going to use the pine cone. It seems to work a lot better than the sepia one. It's a lot juicier. Take that off that corner, it's just a bit of ink on that corner there. Okay, let's hope this comes out okay. Yes, 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 yes. Nice little stamps these. Your Creative Studio box, although the other one I've got, it's a bit difficult to see the actual fairies in there, but it's a little bit more difficult to see it. This is a nice one. Bundle Sage, that's that one. Right, so I think that will do for this one. So just wondering how we're doing for time. It's hard to tell because I know I'm going to be speeding up some parts of this, but I think for now this is probably enough for today, because I've got to go and sort out the rest of my... Oh, hang on, where does this go? Does that go in the middle? Missed a bit. Yes. There we are. That's in there. So we have done a little bit on here. So we've done a bit of stamping and covered up this white section up here with some Florentine paper on both sides. A bit of stenciling and a bit of stamping here and stenciling. So yeah, just a few little things just to cheer up these papers a little bit. Some of the plainer ones. I may still want to do something on here, but I haven't quite decided. And we've got our two little owls snuggling up on a branch here. So I think that will be fine for this, for today. And we'll have a look at the other signatures next time. And maybe we will... Oh, I'm not going to sew in quite yet, because I may want to add some more things. I'll have to think about it. But for now, I think we're done. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying your summer weekend, and you aren't getting torrential rain like we are. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.